California Energy Vision, Women and the Future of Energy. This event is sponsored by 3 groups: Empower Poly, Transition Towns, and the SWANS project of the Alliance for Nuclear Responsibility. These groups together realize that the future of truly renewable energy in California will require collaboration involving today's students, designers, planners, along with responsible, well-considered advocacy. And I'd like to thank them for putting this important event together. I'd like to thank you for coming and listening and offering your inquiry and your thoughts on this matter as well. And I'd like to invite our sponsor groups up to the stage for a moment just to speak with you very briefly about who they are and what they're doing. June Cochran from Transition Town, Tyler Hartrick from Empower Poly, and Rochelle Becker from the Alliance for Nuclear Responsibility. Please welcome our sponsors.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Transition Towns and what it is, for those of you that don't know. Almost 2 years ago, I heard about Transition Towns and have since totally bought into the benefits it brings to San Luis Obispo County. Transition Towns is about building a resilient, connected, healthy, vibrant community, which will be 1, environmentally sustainable, 2, energy independent, and 3, economically stable. We do this by providing training, educational events, networking opportunities, information, encouragement, and support. We tap into the skills, talents, and creativity of our local citizens, all of you, leading to the building of this self-reliant community. Our vision is a future where life is more socially connected, more meaningful and satisfying, more sustainable, and more equitable. Where production and consumption occur closer to home, where long and tragic and fragile supply chains, now vulnerable to surges in oil prices and economic volatility, have been replaced by interconnected local networks, and where the total amount of energy consumed by businesses and citizens is dramatically less than current unsustainable levels. The residents of more than 160 cities in the U.S. and globally are adopting the transition initiative process and creating local organic food networks, energy efficient transportation and building, and renewable energy initiatives. Transition to localization engages government and business in these initiatives, as well as the process of developing a comprehensive energy descent action plan for the entire community. On Wednesday, May 12th, there will be a SLO County Climate Action Planning kickoff at the county office at 7 p.m. I encourage you all to attend that. I particularly want to thank Pete Schwartz, who's in the front row here, who was an integral part in organizing this event today as well, and who so generously shares his knowledge in so many forums in the community, such as Earth Day celebration, which was held last month. And I also want to thank Empower Poly for allowing us to hold this energy forum on campus today. I'm pleased to see the coalition of groups sponsoring this event, because Transition Town reaches out to all organizations and individuals in the community. Empower Poly involves the students and sends them out to work with the community, including Transition Towns. A lot of you here are students who are also in the Transition Town movement. And the Alliance works with government agency and politicians and everyone else to make sure that our energy sources are responsible. And together, all 3 groups believe we need a new energy vision for the future. And the discussion today will hopefully provide more information to that which is already being discussed and will lead to an innovative action plan for San Luis Obispo County. And we have a table in the back. Some of you have already visited it. We have many events for May, and I just wanted to briefly tell you about just 4 of them. We're trying to get a totally local San Luis Obispo produced farmers market in place, and we're going to have the first meeting for this Thursday. Awakening the Dreamer Symposium is going to be in Paso. There's going to be a panel discussion on San Luis Obispo water concerns in Los Osos, and we're going to have something on responsible gardening in San Luis Obispo also in May. And our new website as of May 1st is slowtransitiontowns.org. And I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you. Tyler?
Thank you everyone for being here. Again, my name is Tyler Hartrick. I've been part of Empower Poly for the past 3 years and actually in the process of passing the baton right now. So it's great to see all the enthusiasm that's going on in our meetings. We always have full rooms now for our club meetings, so it's really excellent. Empower Poly is a coalition of 28 sustainability member clubs at Cal Poly, and we truly are a grassroots network of students and teachers and administrators really working hard to promote sustainability here on campus and throughout the community. Historically, Focus the Nation has been one of our biggest events in 2008 and 2009. We had over 10,000 people collectively. And then this past April for Earth Week, we had, it's called Focus Slow, so we changed the theme from the nation to the small scale for a different kind of perspective at the community level. And then again, we had many people showing up for that. So I just wanted to really quickly say what Empower Poly was about. If you have any questions, feel free to touch my shoulder and we can chat about it. So thank you.
Well, my name is Michelle Becker, and I'm the Executive Director of the Alliance for Nuclear Responsibility. And about 5 years ago, when we formed the Alliance, we wanted to create something that was positive rather than always being opposed to something. Being opposed to nuclear power does very large crowds, and when there's an energy renewable usually workshop, people will come in large numbers, but when we have to discuss policy or how to protect consumers, all of a sudden it's like, oh, what is that all about? And the people that are here today are lucky enough to hear what it's all about. It's going to be very exciting. We've actually presented a vision for the last 5 years in Sacramento that is, what if there was no nuclear power at Diablo Canyon? What would we do to replace the jobs, the resources, the infrastructure? Could we do that? There's about 10 miles of coastline out there. And for years we've been explaining this to politicians in Sacramento, but we didn't have the vision in a picture. And thanks to Tyler, we now have the vision in a picture. And if you haven't seen our picture in the back of the river outside, it is a picture of Diablo Canyon without any nuclear reactors. And it's really exciting, and we're going to take that picture and we're going to ask the Public Utilities Commission to include the costs of this alternative in their rate case for license renewal and make sure that we know all the costs of either going forward with nuclear or not going forward with nuclear. But today's workshop is not about nuclear, because nuclear isn't anybody's vision for the future in California. There is no way to build a nuclear power plant here because we have no solution to waste. The solution to waste is to leave it on our coast. One announcement, the climate kickoff is Thursday. Oh my God. That's me. That's me. I don't know what my well, imagine is a wonderful way to start the afternoon. So anyway, thank you for coming. I think you're going to learn a lot about energy policy. It's one thing to be pro-renewables and love wind and solar, small or large scale, whatever you do. It's another thing to actually make these policies work. And when you make them work, make sure consumers are protected. So I'm excited to hear what our speakers have to say. They are dynamic and wonderful women who I get to spend more time with in other places. And I've just got to meet Kathy, and she's just as much fun as everyone else. So I think you'll really enjoy the day. Thank you.